Hi there guys, here, welcome back to my channel. And today we're visiting Zurich. Zurich is the largest city in Switzerland with a population of 400,000. Zurich is also a capital of the canton of Zurich. The modern city of Zurich started as a Roman customs outpost, and that back then it was called Turicum. And we are here, the one and only Zurich. Today I will tell you about things to do in Zurich, facts about the city and its history. So Zurich lies in the north end of Lake Zurich in northern Switzerland. And when you think of Zurich, the natural thing should come to mind is that it's number one. It's the wealthiest and arguably the most expensive place in Switzerland, a global center of banking and finance, consistently rated a number one among the best places to live in the world, city of finance, extravagance, high-end shopping. But Zurich doesn't end there. There's so much more. It's a place of rich history, great traditions. The most natural place to start our journey is Central Railway Station. The station was opened in 1871 and extended for 1939 National Exhibition. And who is waiting us here? Well, a guardian angel. This very colorful, plump statue stands for joyful, liberated, self-confident women. This beauty was created by an American-French sculptor, Niki de Saint-Paul, who was initially ridiculed by her fellow artists for her unusual style. Nevertheless, her works today are among the most popular works of contemporary art. She was also wife of Jean Tinguely, the creator of the famous Tinguely fountain in Basel. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my Basel video. I'll put a link in the description below. And moving on to Swiss National Museum, literally just behind the central station. Would highly recommend a short visit. Museum examines Zurich culture through the great number of artifacts from distant past to the modern day. It was founded in 1898. The museum occupies a gorgeous neo-Gothic building. This museum's most valuable relic, mind you, is 100,000-year-old flintstone. Well, flintstone is basically a stone with a human-made sharpened edges. Not too impressed? Well, yes, humankind started small, but look where we are today. No Flintstones, no space explorations, as far as I'm concerned. And a lovely park right on the premise of the museum, so don't forget your picnic basket and enjoy the sun. Now let's take a stroll down Bahnhofstrasse, the world-famous street that runs all the way from Zurich main station to the Lake Zurich. Shops here don't get any trendier. One high-fashion boutique after another. I'm not into high fashion, but if you are, this is a place for you. Here you will find some of the most expensive real estate in the world. Now we're standing on what used to be a Roman fort, Lindenhof. The park offers great view over Zurich and its many historical buildings. A little fact about history. After the Romans had conquered the Alps, a military base was built here in Lindenhof in 15th century, marking the beginning of Roman era in Zurich. An inscription on a grave which dates back to late 2nd century indirectly mentions Turicum. This is the earliest record of this name. The Old Town is where you will find many of the Zurich delights. Take a stroll in the narrow streets of the Old Town with its medieval colorful buildings, beautiful fountains, and some of the best coffee shops in Europe. Here you will find the highest concentrations of nightclubs in Switzerland, and all of this in the medieval background. Zurich Old Town is the cultural, social, and historical melting pot. St. Peter's Church, located in the heart of Old Town, is the proud owner of the largest clock face in Europe. It stood adjoined to a medieval watchtower built for the local fire brigade. A clock tower was completed in 1366, and for many centuries, this marvelous facade served as the standard for local Zurich time. The diameter of this clock is 8.64 meters. This holds the record of Europe's largest public timepieces, at least as of now. Now we are in Augustina Gasse Street, my personal favorite. It's one of the most beautiful historical streets here in Zurich. It is named after the former Augustinian Abbey or Augustinian Kirche, so Augustinian Church. This is a former church of the convent. You can see it right now behind the fountain. So Augustiner Kirche was once one of the 5 main churches in the medieval town of Zurich. First, it was built around late 1200s as a Romanesque church belonging to Augustinian Abbey. On the occasion of Reformation, however, worship of the church was discontinued. This street will offer you many well-preserved, colorfully painted bay windows or oriels. Oriels are these protruding balcony-like windows that provide many insights into the history of the city if you bother to read some of the inscriptions on the buildings. Now we see Frau Münster on our way. Frau Münster, the old Gothic church, with window paintings that were made by Marc Chagall and a fascinating history. In medieval times, women held the most political power in the region. In 853 AD, Louis the German, king of Bavaria and grandson of Charlemagne, founded the Frau Münster Abbey as a gift for his daughter Hildegard. This convent was very unusual from the start. The abbey was endowed with their surrounding lands, making it very wealthy and powerful. By 11th century, the women of Frau Münster had most of the political and economic power in the region, held trade markets, minted coins, and even selected the mayor. Unfortunately, the women of Frau Münster lost the powers that they held with the rise of trade guilds in the 14th century. And for a long time, women had very little political power in Switzerland, gaining their rights to vote only in 1971. Großmünster, or Great Cathedral, and its double towers are Zurich's landmarks today. According to the legend, Charlemagne built the towers at the location where the graves of the city saints Felix and Regula were discovered. Historically more accurate dates, however, dating church back to 1230. It's one of the most important churches in the city. It used to be a center of Swiss Protestant Reformation in 16th century. It's an impressive old Romanesque church. The climb on top of the tower would offer you a great panoramic views of Zurich and the Glarus Alps. This is a Zurich City Hall or a Rathaus. It was built between 1694 and 1698, stands on the right-hand bank of the River Limmat. It served as a seat of government and administration of the Republic of Zurich until 1798. The Rathaus, or the City Hall, is largely an original building. It has some Baroque elements, but its basic features are mostly of Renaissance style. And yet another architectural delight in the city of Zurich, Zurich Opera House. It has been the home of Zurich Opera since 1891 and also houses Bernard Theatre and Zurich Ballet today. The original building burned down in 1890 and the new building was built by Austrian architects Fellner and Helmer. It was built in only 16 months and opened in 1891. It was primarily built in Neo-Rococo style, seats over 1,000 people, and also became the first opera house in Europe to have electrical lighting. And now it's the time for modest lunch. Many people ask how to, go to Zurich and not break the budget. Well, one of the ways is just carry things with you. Don't go to expensive restaurants and have picnics mostly. Zurich, as many other cities in Switzerland, provide amazing opportunity for picnics, either by the lake or in any of the numerous parks. One of the most expensive hotels here in Zurich, Eden Auerlach, is a 5-star hotel with the prices for the most modest economy class rooms at 500 Swiss francs per night. Many celebrities stayed in this hotel over the years, so if you're interested, you can look into the history of the hotel. And to the more exotic aspects of Zurich, the Chinese garden. It is located right by the lake, and it was a gift from the city's partner, town of Kunming. At the center of the pond, there's a small island, there are many pavilions. Overall, the place is absolutely lovely. It's a quiet oasis away from the hustle and bustle of the city. It is classed as the Temple Garden and is one of the highest ranking, most beautiful gardens outside of China. The garden was given as thanks for technical and scientific support provided with expanding drinking water supplies in Kunming. Anyone who has been to Switzerland knows that buying bottled water is a complete waste of money. It is expensive and definitely not eco-friendly. Switzerland offers some of the cleanest water in the world, whether from the tap or from the public fountains. Zurich exemplifies this fact by having more than 1,000 public water fountains, a completely safe water to drink, tasty and wonderful. Zurich hosts the largest techno street party in Europe. Every year in August, millions of wildly dressed people fill the streets of Zurich to party at Street Parade. This is the largest techno parade in Europe. Alright dear all, so that would be pretty much it for the Zurich things to do and facts to know about the city. Thank you so much for joining me. Consider subscribing if you like the content. I try to publish every week or so. Put the like if you liked it, and hopefully see you soon.